I love our community, in case that's at all unclear. It's like kind of wild to me how much I love Washington Hebrew. And one of the things I love about Washington Hebrew, and if this is your first time here, welcome. Oh my God, we're so excited you're here. One of the things I love about Washington Hebrew is its diversity, is that this is one of the only places I feel like where I can find people who are not my age. I can find people who don't look like me. I can find certainly people who don't think like me. We have every range of opinion in this congregation about everything. We hear many of them. And I really do love it. I love it. And sometimes our Torah portion, you open it up, or I open it up to prepare for what I'm going to say this week. And it kind of hits you in the face with, well, how am I going to do that in this diverse congregation? This week is Parshat Shoftim, and it begins with the following. You shall appoint magistrates and officials for your tribes in all the settlements that the Eternal your God is giving you, and they shall govern the people with due justice. That's the first verse. It's a hard one, or a hard one in this moment. And another thing that I deeply love about our congregation is that we don't shy away from a difficult conversation. And so it would have been very easy. There's a whole other parsha that happens after that line. I could have ignored it and could have gone elsewhere and could have not addressed that the parsha starts with that we elect individuals and then they rule with justice, that's the deal. But that didn't feel very honest for where we're at right now. And I absolutely understand that some of you are sitting there saying, we are being ruled with justice. This is going really well, right? Things are good right now. I also know from many pastoral conversations that I've had this week that many people are scared, and scared for their neighbors. And I don't mean the metaphorical neighbor. I mean actually the person living next door in their home. They're scared for what this looks like and how it feels to be in DC right now. And that feels to me like a pastoral issue and something we need to address. And so the word that I want to lift up in this moment is justice, right? Rule with justice, because particularly right afterwards, this word is repeated again and again. So right after this verse, we have a very famous line from Torah that says, Tzedek, Tzedek, tirdof, or justice, justice shall you pursue. And so what does it mean to pursue justice? Yes, out in the world, we could go there if we want to. We're not going to. But what does it mean actually for us to pursue justice? Many of you have a lot of influence about what happens in our government, in our city's government, and in our federal government. But right here in this room, we are all individuals who have the ability to tzedek tirdof. We have the ability to pursue justice right here as we are. And so I wanted to provide this evening a few commentators, a few opinions about what justice, justice you shall pursue means in order to help inform a little bit about how we could pursue justice. So first off, you're going to get 5 commentators today. It's going to make me sound really smart. So first off, we have Ramban. We're going to get a different one later. We have Ramban, who's Nachmanides. He is living in the 13th century, first in Spain, then in the land of Israel. And what he says, just to back me up here, is he says, a lot of these focus on why 2 words, right? Like why justice, justice? Wouldn't it have been enough just to say like tzedek tirdof? No. It says tzedek, tzedek tirdof. Justice, justice shall you pursue. And he says, the reason for the doubling is to teach not only judges must pursue righteousness for the people, but you too must constantly seek justice. So how are we seeking justice, particularly in this moment, right? We might be really scared for the most vulnerable in our city and in our community. We might be really scared for those experiencing homelessness and those who are immigrants. And what have we done to help those individuals? Have we been, volunteering at soup kitchens? Have we been volunteering at shelters? If you want something to do, we are about to start a high holiday food drive where we're asking, I believe it's for canned goods. There's no You were, no? Okay. Canned goods. Yes, thank you. That begins September 22nd. We know when things like this happen in a city, our shelters get overrun, our soup kitchens get overrun. Now is the time to like double down on that type of work. So bring food, and help those. Start with justice here, right here at home, in your community and with who you are. The second commentator is Ibn Ezra from 12th century Spain. And Ibn Ezra is one of my favorite commentators because he focuses on grammar, and I really like biblical grammar. But so when he doesn't focus on a like metaphorical comma in the Bible, you really pay attention, right? Like when he makes a moral judgment, I really pay attention. And so he says, why two? Because one must pursue justice, whether to be to one's gain or to one's loss, right? We might do good, yes, because we're good people and we need to do good for the community, but it also feels good to do good, right? Like it feels good in our soul to do it. Ibn Ezra says even more, pursue justice when it doesn't feel good. Pursue justice when it's hard. Talk truth to power when it's difficult, when something is on the line, right? I want you all to keep your jobs, and I want you all to keep your compensation, and all of those types of things. But what does it look like to actually risk it? What does it look like to actually risk it for your community? Our third one is from Rambam. So Ramban before, now we have Rambam. Rambam is Maimonides from the 12th century. And he says this, which is really hard. He says about this doubling, when honorable, pious, and magnanimous men who were outstanding in their wisdom saw that the words of the one who is in disagreement with them were better than their words and that their investigation is correct, they conceded to him and recanted to his opinion. And this is the meaning of the verse, justice, justice shall you pursue. What does it mean to pursue justice? Yes, absolutely. Take care of the needy, take care of the poor and the orphan, for sure. But also, what does it mean to pursue justice? Is pursue justice in your own life, in your own relationships. When you are in a disagreement with somebody and you realize that, oops, my bad, I was wrong, say it. Say it. I actually want us, not calling you out, but I am, to think about the last time you said sorry, or you said I made a mistake, or you owned part of your behavior. Saying sorry and saying I made a mistake is part of the Jewish language canon. It is part of our religion. We say sorry, and that is not just for personal benefit. We say it because it is a way to pursue justice. All right, we have two more, we're good. Rashi, also living in the 12th century, something was clearly in the water there that Rashi and Maimonides lived in the 12th century, says, justice, justice shall you pursue, search out a reliable court. What does it mean? It means don't just do it yourself, look for the people around you who can help in your pursuit of justice. Oh my goodness, do we have justice champions here in our congregation and in our city at large. There is, we're like not limited in the amount of non-for-profits that are trying to do good in this world. Reach out to them. Say, I want to help, right? And if you don't know how to help, reach out to some of the wonderful people that you know and say, hey, you seem like you're really interested in like education, or you're really interested in how to help the homeless. Like, what do you do? How can I do what you do? If you have no idea how to start, if reaching out to people is really scary, don't worry. We have a newsletter for that. A Do Good newsletter is going to come to Washington Hebrew members' inboxes on Tuesday. That'll tell you all the ways you can do good, that you can do justice here through our congregation in the next month. And if you're not a member, you can get on that newsletter by emailing us. Lastly, the Sfat Emet, who lived much later, his full name is Yehuda Arya Leib Alter, so that's why we call him Sfat Emet. He lived in the 19th century, and he shared, why is it justice, justice? He says, there is no end to seeking truth and justice because God is truth. Thus, there is always a need for everyone to reach deeper towards their truth because it is not truth until all uniquely perform their divine service. Seeking out justice is good for us. It's good for our world, but particularly it helps us connect to the Holy One. It helps us be a little bit more holy and connect to the One Most High. Doing justice allows us to be a little bit more in God's presence. in this month leading up to Rosh Hashanah, some Jews, recite Psalm 27 every single day because of one verse that says, Achat shalti, one thing I ask of Adonai, that I sit in God's presence, that I am closer to God. If you want to be closer to God, if you want to feel holier, awesome. Do justice. Justice shall you pursue. Bring in cans of food. Ask your friends and your neighbors what they need and how they help, and could you help with them. Say sorry. Care for the poor and the orphan. Tzedek, tirdof. Justice shall you pursue. And perhaps we can be just a little closer to God. Shabbat shalom.